All right, so before we even talk about anything, hopefully she has a basic understanding of this right here, right? You take your percents and you solve for them or whatever's missing by putting it into a proportion. So remember, you put the part over the whole, and your percent always goes over 100. Okay, the process of solving that out is we cross multiply. So notice I have the whole and the percent are multiplied on one side of the equal sign. Then you have the part and 100 on the other side of the equal sign because it's a cross multiplication. All right, then you'll solve for x. You'll see that process as we talk about it. Percents, okay? Percents aren't really complicated. It just comes down to your comprehension level, right? It's really a reading skill more so than a mathematical skills, all right? So the key words she needs are is, of, and what. These three key words will kind of tell us what each point of data is that they give us and what we're looking for. So is, when you see the word is, it's going to be connected to the part. So if I see is, it's most likely going to have the part next to it. Okay. When I see the word of, it's going to have the whole connected to it. All right. And then based on how they use the word what, wherever it's located, it's going to let you know what you're solving for. Okay. So let's see this in action. This says what is, so when I say what tells you what you're looking for, what is going to be connected to what you're looking for. I know that sounds funny, but that word will be connected to what you're looking for. So they put the word what, and then they said is. So therefore, you are looking for the part because we said is connected to the part. And then it says of 600, of 600, of the whole. Okay, so if 37% is just, they gave you the percent. So they always give you a percent. The only time you don't get a percent is if they're looking for the percent. So since they gave you a percent, you got to find out what you're looking for. 37% of 600. So what is? So we're looking for the part. When I plug it in, I'm looking for the part. So I put X. I know what the whole is because I saw the word of in 600. Okay, of 600. So part over whole, percent always goes over 100. Now that we have it set up properly, it's really just going through the steps. You cross multiply. If I cross multiply, I get X times 100 is just 100X, 37 times 600. In these, you don't have to worry about changing anything to a decimal. You're just going to solve out. So 37 times 600. All right, that gets us 100x is equal to 22,200. We divide both sides by 100, and we find that x is equal to 222. Okay, so remember, once you get this set up, you cross multiply, you're just solving for x. I'm pretty sure you can make it through that just fine. All right, so let's get another situation where we're looking for something different. 148 is, see how that's connected? 148 is, based on what we talked about, is connected to the part. So 148 is, that's the part. 30% of what? Notice how what is with the word of. So we're looking for the whole. Okay. See how it's consistent? Like it's connected to it's a reading thing. It's not really a math thing. All right, because once you read and comprehend how it's set up, you're able to solve it quickly. Part is 148 from what we read. Percent just goes over 100. We're looking for the whole. You cross multiply. 148 times 100, 37x. That's 37 times x. All right, you get 14,800. You divide by 37, and x is equal to 400. All right, so once we get here, we're just solving. I already know you know how to do that well. Okay, so let's go to your problem. Your problem gave you the percent early, right? And they're kind of curious. They're like, hey, 9% of something, something, something. But if you break it down, you slow down, you'll notice they gave you a percent. Then they put the word of 578. So based on what we learned, of is the whole, okay? Then they wanted to know how many people, or what they could have said is 9% of 578 is, that's why I have that word here, is what? Is what? That sounds a lot like our question up here, right? 37% of 600 is, or what is 37% of 600? So let's see if I can switch hands real quick and just set it up for you, and you should be able to solve it out. So they gave me 9%. Percents always go over 100. So now the question is, what is that? Well, I see of 578. We understand that when I see the word of, that is my whole. So I put an X here, and from here you solve it out. So you got 100x equals to 9 times 578, and I'll leave you to do the rest.